You know, sometimes the most unexpected stories come from the people you'd least expect. What if I told you that Ozzy Osbourne, the self-proclaimed Prince of Darkness, the heavy metal icon who pioneered the genre with Black Sabbath and recently passed away at the age of 76, might have had a final, face-to-face encounter with the gospel message of Jesus Christ before he died? I'm not here to glorify his past or his persona. I'm here to talk about something real, something eternal. What happened in the last year of Ozzy's life and how it might connect to a bigger picture unfolding in our world right now. A picture the Bible calls the end times. Let's rewind to 2023. Dylan Novak, a youth pastor and founder of Celebrity Evangelist, had a personal mission: share the gospel with Ozzy. And he did. Novak told Ozzy, quote, "The reason I came to meet you today is because I love and care about you and your soul." That wasn't just some gimmick. He really meant it. Ozzy, who by then was in a wheelchair due to Parkinson's, was seated in the same throne-like chair he used in his final public performance. That day, Novak gave him a gift, a large print New Believer's Bible with Ozzy's name printed on the cover. Now here's the part that hit me. Ozzy had once said he didn't read the Bible because he couldn't understand it. But when Novak handed him that personalized Bible, he opened it to the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And he said, quote, "I can understand this." Then he looked at the cover and said, "You actually got my name on it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." That is powerful. Because that moment, that wasn't just about a book. It was about a seed of truth, planted in someone who had spent decades surrounded by darkness, but never completely shut the door on the light. Now let's talk end times. So many people see Revelation as a roadmap to doom, but it's also a rescue plan, a warning, and a call. Revelation 3 talks about Jesus standing at the door and knocking. Ozzy may not have walked the cleanest road, but in those final months, someone knocked on his door with the truth. Just think about it. Revelation 13 describes a world deceived by signs and imagery, a world where people worship the false and ignore the real. Ozzy's whole career danced on the edge of that. Lyrics wrapped in darkness, album covers soaked in satanic imagery. But behind it all, he said something very important. "I've always believed there's a God. I just don't always live like I should." That's not Satanism. That's a man who knew he wasn't right with God and maybe didn't know how to get there. Ozzy once said, "I've done some terrible things. I hope God can forgive me." Another time, he said, "I'm not sure if I deserve heaven, but I'm hoping God sees something redeemable in me." That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a man wrestling with the weight of eternity. Now look, none of us knows what happened in Ozzy's heart before he passed. But here's what we do know. Jesus died for all sins. Every single one. It doesn't matter if you were raised in the church or spent your life singing songs about darkness. If there's breath, there's still time. Romans 5 says Christ died for us while we were yet sinners. That includes Ozzy. Jack Osbourne, Ozzy's son, later told Novak that the Bible his father received was on his bedside table and that he would even show it to their guests. That says something. Maybe Ozzy didn't just read that Bible. Maybe he started to believe it. And if he did, then praise God. Because that's what grace looks like. Reaching into the life of someone the world gave up on. Someone whose legacy was rebellion, and saying, "You're not too far gone." Let that be a reminder for us all. No one is beyond the reach of Jesus, not even the Prince of Darkness. And maybe, just maybe, Ozzy Osbourne became a follower of Jesus Christ before he left this world. If that doesn't show the patience and mercy of God in these last days, I don't know what does. So let this story stir you. Let it push you to pray for the lost, to share your faith with boldness, and to never assume someone is too far gone. And if you were encouraged by this message today, I'd love for you to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Charisma Media so you don't miss what's coming next. You can also pre-order my newest book, The Revelation of Jesus, on Amazon.com. It's written for everyday believers who want to understand what's coming and what Jesus is really saying through the last book of the Bible. I'm James Lasher. God bless you.